Nifty opened at 12,910 round and then started falling from there, took a support at 12,800, and from there it took a kind of bounce back. So last 2-3 days, 2-3 sessions, if you see, so this is the same pattern that we are seeing, that Nifty profit booking happen in the morning, and then later part of the day we see the buying coming back and taking Nifty, or not letting Nifty close lower levels. Right, but there clearly see some bit of profit booking at these levels are being seen. But let's see how charts are looking. Let's see how option data is looking, and then we'll talk about a couple of buy sell ideas. Right. So just before that, kind of disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing of this should be considered as a financial advice. Right. So you please own your own decisions and do your own analysis for any stocks trading. So this is not a stock idea or a tip basically for you to trade. This is just my analysis. All right, friends, this is Asim from Bulls and Bears. So today's session is going to be very swift relatively as compared to that, because not too much of data happening in Nifty and Bank Nifty side. However, I see much of an action is probably going to happen in sectoral indices, right? So we'll talk about that a little bit. And so let's quickly do a bit of analysis on Nifty and Bank Nifty first. So you may see that my today's chart is very colorful, right? So without going into where Nifty opened and where Nifty kind of closed and what happens, of course, there was a good amount of profit booking on Diwali day and good amount of profit booking today as well, despite a gap up opening supported by the global cues and the COVID vaccine, whether it is Pfizer or Moderna. So those were the things kind of that led the market, or created a positive sentiments in the market. But whether we are heading higher or not, that's at the moment don't see any panic yet in the market, right? But if you look at, let's say, the Nifty, it closed at kind of today, it formed a dodgy kind of a candle. However, it doesn't look like a dodgy, but it's about just 20-25 point difference. So it opened about 12,900 levels and then gone down to 12,800 levels, took a support at around 1230ish, and then basically closed as good as at the high point of the at the high point and end of the market. So if you look at, let's say, some of the leading indicators, let's say RSI doesn't show any kind of weakness here, so trading well above 75, so which is a very, very, many people may say, okay, it's a kind of overbought, but it can remain overbought till the time, the shorters are, bankrupt. If you look at the momentum indicator, that also doesn't really suggest us that it's going to cool down anywhere. It's still, way higher at 90s level. So that's again, no cool off there as well. So that's on a daily charts. Let's look at the little bit of lower time frame. So lower time frame, we are on an hourly chart. We don't see any of those things. However, a little bit of that, but not really much there also. So still momentum indicator is above 50, which is still very bullish, right? So that is what. And however, let me just show you what is this colors and all about, and what I want to kind of speak about. So I'm on a weekly chart now. So you see, I've drawn two Fibonacci's here. So Fibonacci is basically to decide that to what extent the markets may extend, and what point markets may take a breather or retrace. So Fibonacci, everyone understands. Let's say I'm not going to really go into the technicalities and the nitty-gritties of Fibonacci, let's say, in this particular session. So here, if you see, I've taken a Fibonacci from this level, which was, let's say, after that severe fall, the 9,890 kind of level. That was a peak that we made, and then there was a good 3 weeks of retracement, which saw a massive selling of 1,000 points. So from that level till the bottom that we created, at around 8,000 levels. So this is on a, let's say, closing basis rather than intraday basis. Let me put a line chart so it is easy to understand. So from this level of 9877 till 8067, so you see this is let me just try if we can put some numbers, show numbers, extend line percentages, let's say. Yeah, so if you see here, so this is basically my so 100% retracement it from here. So market came 100, this is 161%, so which was 11,000 mark, and then this was basically 261%. So we are from that 200 to 261% of that fall. So that is where we are, and this is 12,820 kind of levels, right? So that is basically one thing that, of course, if you were to we would have drawn a target, so this would have become a target. Now let's say the second Fibonacci that I have drawn is basically from these levels, basically, which was the fall that we saw, and that can be seen clearly on daily charts. So this is where, let's say, we saw this fall from these levels, right? So if I see that, okay, from this level to from here to here, so what is extension? So extension is coming at 161%, is coming at around 12,700 level. So 12,700, 12,800 50 kind of a range is and was basically a very crucial range. So we are around that. So whether we are going to stop that, respect these levels, or we are going to just go ahead, so that is yet to be seen. However, after such a strong run up, it's always good to basically either go sideways, maybe, or a time wise correction, or some bit of a profit booking is important. However, profit booking has come during the day, so that's a secondary story. So this is one thing that we may want to just keep in mind, that these two levels definitely are creating a resistance in the market, right? So let's look at what is option chain data suggesting us. So option chain data for the expiry, we are just 2 days away. So if you look at here also, the option chain 12,900 is, and of course 13,000 is definitely, so 12,900 and 13,000 is going to be a big resistance area for markets. So that is suggesting highest open interest on call side. And on the put side, if you see, so again we see 12,700 and 800 is creating a big hurdle here also. So of course, market may just be calm and steady in these next 2 days. So within the range of, let's say, 12,700 to 13,000 kind of a range. So not much of a kind of volatility I expect. Reason being, the VIX is also not really too high. All right, so let's go on to Bank Nifty. So this is Bank Nifty. Let me just go on to Bank Nifty. So this is Bank Nifty I've drawn, let's say. So here again, what the same thing I had done is I've drawn a Fibonacci retracement from here. So this is the level of 17,300 and 24,625, and from there the exact this 161% extension is coming at 29,000 to 29,100 kind of levels, so 200 kind of levels. So that's where we are sitting at the moment. So that also shows that we are at a crucial point. So maybe that's again interesting to see whether we are going to kind of take a breather here, or going to just keep on moving ahead, right? So that is important. However, on a daily chart basis, if we see that we don't see, there was a mild correction here for a day or two, but then again Bank Nifty picked up. So banking domain space looks like very interesting and very bullish at the moment. If you see any banking stocks, they are just running like anything. So good space is probably now you may want to explore is in the smaller banks. so which is not really run up as much as the bigger banks have run up. So that can be one opportunity for people to look at, right? So let's look at the hourly chart. Are we seeing anything here? So on hourly chart on the bank Nifty, we see this is two tops are getting built here. So however, do we see any kind of RSI divergence? No, there is no divergence being seen at the moment. Yeah, in fact, there is a divergence here, but the divergence will play out only if we are closing below 27,800 levels. So only below that it will kind of impact us. So let's see, but at the moment the daily chart doesn't really look like anything that we is worrying except for this Fibonacci levels and the massive run up that we have seen. All right, so let's look at the so as we discussed that, yes, hourly chart. So this is one. If someone is long, so stop loss can be 27,800 kind of levels. So from there, yes, you can have 300-400 points more correction, because if the correction comes, that's going to be swift because there are too many gaps. Almost every day there is a gap up happening. Right, so let's now look at the option chain data. What is this option chain data suggesting us? So here, so we are on the NSE option chain data website. So here we've seen that where is the maximum open interest on the call and put side. So maximum open interest is sitting at in the nearby is 29,000. Still there are about 800 8 lakhs call writers still sitting, despite the fact that we have closed today above that level. So they are still not comfortable, and they are comfortable basically holding on to their positions. So that is important to see. And the second is the put side. If you were to see the call put options also, they have significantly built up today. 700,000, 7 lakhs put writing happened today. So this again, so looks like the max pain is at 29,000, and this can be one of the important things to note. See again here, if you see that Nifty has bank Nifty has run up whatever, let's say bank Nifty increased about 600 points today. But if you see this the option chain data, the price of the call side prices have just gone up hardly 150 points, let's say spot price, at the money. But on the other side, if you see the put price have depleted by 475 points. So still, that means that someone has sold this straddle of 29,000, still made money despite the bank Nifty has gone up 600 points. So that's where they are still comfortable, they are still in profit despite bank Nifty running up so much. So that is kind of 29,000 can happen, and it may suggest that bank Nifty may consolidate at around these levels. However, the next is 30,000 naturally. Right, so that is, but that looks like a little bit too far until unless, let's say, something significant happen across the globe. Right, so this is about, let's say, bank Nifty and all. Let's do quickly. I have a couple of stock ideas to talk about today. One is Bharti Infratel. So this stock, if you see, was kind of consolidating, and then consolidation got over here, and now it's basically exposed to move ahead, and this has really not fallen and not really participated too much. So from here I see that this may go to the levels of 195 to 200 levels. So that's what I would think to play around on this stock. So you should go long anyone, if let's say were to go long. So as per technical charts, we should go long above 186.20 kind of levels, and then with a stop below 183. Right, so that's we can just keep that in mind. Another is, let's say we'll talk about Maruti. So Maruti Suzuki was kind of doing sideways for this whole time. If you see this, and let's join this thing. So however, Maruti is taking support at this, and today's price action, if you see, is really very bullish candle, which is a thirsting line. Again, pattern very strong and potent pattern. So this you may just want to kind of see for your trade. So here what I would see is that, okay, your trade at this level of 6985 kind of levels, and stop loss is 6810, and then target, maybe first target is 7160, and then 7300. So that's on a futures side. However, on a short side, there are not too many, but still, ZTV, Z Entertainment looks slightly weaker. So you see here, so this is weak chart here. However, if we draw a trend line here, and if this trend line is broken, then yes, you definitely can go short on ZTV as well. Right, so that's a kind of channel you may see. It's kind of trading at the moment, and if this channel is broken, then you may just take a short trade on this. Let's say now a couple of stock ideas on the cash market. So I liked the real estate sector today. Colte Patil is basically, if you see here, so such a strong accumulation happened, and today see, this is where let me draw this line. See, this is what breakout, that's what happened today, and this is a very good breakout for that matter. Let me just see if we have got how was the volumes. Yeah, so it happened with strong volumes as well. And considering this breakout, so there is nothing as such until this level, so 206 level, so good 10% here, but this kind of breakout should never be traded just for 10%. So this is definitely much more strength than this 10% here once this is decisively taken care of. So I expect it to really give at least 30-35% return from here. So maybe if I were to draw some kind of targets, let's say so 30 rupees from here, so 215, this kind of levels, and which is but yes, definitely this 205 is one resistance here, so you may just want to keep in mind. And when you're doing your own analysis, and then next, once this is taken care of, then the next one will be kind of this gap area. Right, so this too looks very good to me. Just a disclaimer, I have taken some position in this today. And another one is, let's say I liked Lemon Tree Hotels. Is again, see, this is a similar kind of a pattern, so I have little bit preempted it today, so thinking this, or maybe if you are saying, someone is say that okay, it's above this, so maybe I've just preempted it considering how the others stocks were doing. But the risk reward here is much better. If you see, there is nothing as such here until this level, and that's again not even a strong gap here. So if this moves out beyond this 3220 levels, so your risk can be just two rupees, and then reward can be just positional. This is a positional trade, so it can be, target would be 45 to 50 rupees kind of levels. So very strong thing. So reason there was a mention, I mentioned that real estate looks good, so I just want to kind of discuss a couple of indices, let's say, with you. So let me just Nifty Realty Index, let's look at the chart. See, this Nifty Realty Index is kind of it's a cup and handle pattern that we can easily see here that Nifty has made. So this is kind of cup and handle pattern. So this is broken, and here also let's say, but this was broken. So this makes that entire real estate space is probably on fire, and it may just see good amount of profit booking, good amount of capital flowing into this domain. So that's the reason I'm a little bullish on this space, real estate space particularly, but may not necessarily be DLFs of the world, but maybe this other space. Let's say Phoenix Mills. See, this is where so nice pattern here. So it's broken out. So if that breaks out, so it's going to go basically good returns we can expect. So let's say, so that's what we are seeing, that in not only index but also here also we are seeing that money is flowing into these shares, looks like now, because others have really run up a little bit more as compared to some of these stocks. Right, so this is basically about some of the buy ideas, not too many sell ideas. That's what I've seen. I could see much into this future space. So let's look at ITC before we really move on. So no, not much. However, this was a breakout here and it ran up, so not much here also. Hindustan Lever had given a breakout so it's again consolidating here. Maybe if you see a green candle again, so that's maybe a good buy above these levels, 2170 levels. So that's all for today, and if you like this content, so please, you may think of subscribing and sharing with your friends who is really looking for analysis rather than shares, hundreds of shares being spoken on TV, and then it's not worth it. So maybe if you want to learn it, so I've already made first video on candlesticks. So probably it's made keeping in mind that it is anyone who has no understanding of stock market or any technical analysis can really start learning from that. So it's very basic. All right, so thank you so much for today, and if anyone is looking to learn in detail, I have given some reference to the books, and you may just want to go check the description of the video for those. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.